Then we go to C, which is management decision-making techniques. Management decision-making techniques. Usually, this is where you are dealing with the issues in respect of your variance analysis. Okay? Management decision-making techniques. Technically, it's just dealing with variance analysis. Okay? You're dealing with some variance analysis. Again, when it comes to variance analysis, it's divided into these two categories. Permit me to just copy this and take it to the next slide for us. There are theories and there are calculation aspects. So when it comes to the variance, what are the calculation issues we need to be mindful of? Number one, calculation of the basic variances. All right. Calculation of basic variances. So this is where the examiner is just cool on you, giving you something and say, hey, calculate the material price variance, material usage variance, labor rate variance, labor efficiency variance, overhead variance, sales variance, basic. No cause for alarm, nothing. The second part is calculation. Okay, calculation. But this time around, we are doing some advanced variances. So calculation of advanced variances. That's the second type of question that we need to know about. Now, what are the advanced variances? The advanced variances is where we are dealing with mix and yield variance. So when an entity is using more than one raw material or input to produce what they are producing, then it will be required to calculate the mix and the yield variance. Number two is when an entity is selling more than one product, they will be required to, split the sales volume variance into the sales quantity. Okay, the sales quantity and then the sales mix variance. The sales mix and the sales quantity variance. And so you are just separating the sales volume variance into these two. The material usage variance, when we separate it into the two, that is where we have the mix and yield variance. And those are the advanced variances that we can understand, and some other complex issues like the planning, other planning and operational variances, like material price planning variance. Okay, material price planning variance and some other variances. So those are advanced variances. The examiner can ask you questions about them. The third thing is where the examiner is going to is working with you on the reversal approach. So it's still variances, but it's a reversal variance. What does that mean? It means that we have incomplete records, but we still want to analyze and find out whether the entity is doing what they are expected to do. And so in that case, we can be given the variance, okay, and the actual data. Then the examiner will say, using that, give me the standard. Yeah. Or the examiner will give you, because the normal one, which is the basic one I spoke about, is where you are giving the actual and the standard and you are calculating the variance. But here, what I'm saying is that the examiner gives you the variance and the actual data, then you are supposed to calculate the standard. Or number two, you are giving the variance with the standard, and the examiner says, hey, guess what? Give me the actual information. That's what you need to understand there. That's what I mean by the reversal approach. So the examiner can still go with you. Now, if you have done your basic variances well, the reversal approach should not be a problem for you. But it's a type of question that the examiner can bring to us in the exam hall. Then certainly the last thing under the calculation aspect is the preparation of the statement, the operating statement. So preparation of operating statement. All right. The preparation of operating statement. Now, what is this about? This is where you are bringing all the variances into one statement, either using the marginal costing principle or the absorption costing principle. So you see that you are under variances, but marginal costing and absorption costing is going to chase you down here. And that is the calculation aspect under variance analysis. So it depends on how excited the examiner is as you are going into the exam or in this examination diet. If the examiner wants to go calculation with you under the variances, then these are the options available. So when you are studying, you have to make sure you understand each of these. In addition to these calculations, there are some theories that we have to also be mindful of when it comes to the variance analysis. And the first one certainly is what we refer to as the types of standards. Okay. Now, there are 4 types of standards. We have basic standards, current standards, ideal standards, and attainable standards. Got to know them. Number 2 is to talk about the issue in respect of the processes involved in standard costing. So what are the processes involved? We need to establish the cost. We collect the actual information. We compare, and then we analyze the variance and take any remedial action that has to be taken. And so the processes involved very important. We need to know about that. Then the importance of standard costing, importance or objectives of standard costing. What do we use it for? It helps in stock evaluation. It helps in identifying efficient and inefficient areas in the entity's operation and all of those things. So you must understand the importance there. Then we come to the last part, which is the behavioral aspect of variances. Now, the behavioral aspect of variance, the examiner may ask you to calculate the variance and interpret the variance and advise the management what they are supposed to do. So you are calculating the variance, interpreting the variance, and advising the management on what they are supposed to do. Or the examiner will present you with the variances. Then he will ask you to interpret it to management. Oh, yeah. So that's the behavioral aspect. So if the material price variance is adverse, why is that? What are the possible causes for that? What should management do? If the labor efficiency variance is favorable, why is that? What should management do? Those are the behavioral aspects. So when it comes to the area in respect of this, these are the things that you must understand here in that particular case. And that is the third thing for us, management decision-making techniques. That also is 15% in our syllabus. 15%. And in that 15%, we have some calculations and the type of calculation questions we must be mindful of, and then the written areas. These are the things you must understand about that third part of the syllabus.